Somebody better lift up a roar in this place. Signs, wonders, miracles, yeah. Signs, wonders, miracles. Signs, wonders, miracles, yeah. Signs, wonders, miracles of the man of the generation. Signs, wonders, miracles, yeah. Signs, wonders.
Brother Seymour had prophesied that in about 100 years, he did this in 1909.
Okay.
He said another revival, like unto Azusa Street, only greater, would come again, and then only this time it wouldn't be in one place, it would be all over the world.
I'm Zion Matthew from One Global Invasion. Thank you for joining us today. This is the greatest time since the day of Pentecost in all of history for the Church of Jesus Christ. And there's a revolution that is brewing in the earth. That's right. There's a movement that is starting in the heart of Africa, and that is called the Watchman call. This is a call to intercessors, prayer warriors, to begin to pray that God sends revival on our nation, on your continent, in your city, in your town, bringing the reality of a worldwide move of God right down to your street. That's right. And you can be part of this global revolution. This is called the Watchman Call. Through the years, many revivals were birthed across the world. But South Africa, your time is now. Like the call in the United States, the cry from Canada, I believe South Africa is groaning for a movement to come and to start and stir God's people's hearts for revival. Our time is now. The Bible says in Psalm 102 verse 13, "For I will arise and I will show favor and have mercy upon Zion, for the designated time has come to favor him." And I believe South Africa, your time has come. In 2008, we have started a mighty prayer revolution in this nation called the Watchman Call. For 60 days, we went around the Western Province, taking a prayer movement that was broadcast in 2/3 of the world, taking it to every church in the Western Province. And KZN, this prayer movement is now coming to you. We've watched many move of gods over the years. We've watched the cries of the Anna and Simeons, the people that have waited and travailed revival through. And this is the answer. This is the call to every watchman on the walls. Isaiah 62 says, "For behold, I have placed watchmen on your walls, O Jerusalem, that will not hold their peace day and night until I make your city a praise in the earth." Don't you want your city to be called the city of revival? I believe, like the prophet Ezekiel that said, "This city shall be known that God is here." Could it be that there'll come a day in our very own city, in KwaZulu-Natal, in our very own nation, in South Africa, where we'll draw back our curtains and we'll see angels ascending and descending from the throne of God, where revival will break out in universities and schools, on the streets, the shadows of people healing people that are sick, people that are dead coming out of their coffins. This is that day when stadiums will be filled with the power and glory of God, where glory clouds will hang over cities, where people will drop to their knees on the sidewalks, hungry for a move of God. And we are that answer, a global revival birthed to prayer and intercession. I believe God is calling His church back. He's calling His intercessors back to the threshing floor, back to a place where we can come and cry out before Him. It's not about the agenda of man. It's not about the agenda of any denomination or any clan of people, but it's an agenda on God's heart to see revival sweep through the nations of the earth. And like Isaiah prophesied, the earth will be filled with the knowledge of the glory of God like the waters covered the sea. If you have not yet decided to be part of this prayer revolution, you got to get part and be part of what God is saying in the earth. We are calling for the intercessors. We're calling for the mothers of Zion, the travailing women. We are calling for the young people. We are calling a solemn assembly to every person in and part of the body of Jesus Christ. Come together. This is our time where we go face down to see the heavens open and releasing the glory of God covering our nation. I believe we are on the brink of something that the world has never seen before. And I believe you can bring that and make it a reality in our city. Our cities and our nation, our government has got to bow their knees to the King of Glory. And this is that time, people. This is that time. Churches, it's time to arise. Men of God, it's time to arise. Young people, it's time to arise. Worship team, it's time to arise. It's time to see the power, the kingdom, and the glory of God sweep through the nations of the earth. And guess what? We are using media to broadcast these gatherings, these prayer gatherings, the Watchman call gathering, to 2/3 of the globe. Not only on satellite TV, but also on live streaming on the internet. God is busy doing something through Facebook, through Twitter, through internet and through television. God is filling the earth with the knowledge of your glory. Don't miss this. There is a Watchman call gathering coming to your city, coming to your church. You got to get part of this prayer revolution and make history happen in your day. I am Zion Matthew. Don't miss it. Don't miss your day of visitation. God is coming to your city.